We all want to maximize our life, and here's another opportunity with an audio experience. Oh man, I almost had him. Seriously, I almost had him then. Wham! I got knocked off course. So what am I gonna do? Hey Maximizers, thank you for joining me today. And my intro there was a life filled with playing football, a career, pretty much a career. I didn't realize how much time and effort I put into this game, this sport of playing football. But here I am on a defensive line, chasing down a running back. Guy's got the ball, and then boom, I get hit, knocked off the way. I thought I was going to grab him, but I'm just knocked off course. I know that I use that as an analogy because that's the sport I love to play. Anytime anybody else has played a type of sport and you're on track, you're focused on something, then all of a sudden, boom, you get knocked off course. It happens so many times to so many players in the game, but also the players in life like you and like me. There's a sport in life that we play, whether it's with our family, our business, our careers, our health. And a lot of times when we're focused on doing something right, we're headed in the right direction, we're following our purpose and our calling in life, and boom, smack, we get knocked off course. And today I wanted to challenge you today and look at these 5 different ways that how to get back on track when you get knocked off your purpose and off course in your calling in life. I sense this happens to many people. Just living life. It could be your purpose. It could be your marriage, your children, your health, your finances. You choose the topic. But what do you do? Many people, I'm not talking about you because you're a maximizer, not you. You're not the type of person that just gives up, right? Do you really just give up? No, you don't do that. How about, do you play the blame game? Oh, it's not my fault. It's always someone else. It's always his or her fault. Never my own fault. Or you throw in the towel and say, you know what? I give up. I'm calling it quits. There is no way or reason and no point to even finding my way back when I lose track of where I am. Which one are you? And maybe you find the will, dig down deep to fight past those obstacles and refocus towards the greater goal. Which one do you find yourself in? And I can be honest with you myself. I found myself at times, I do blame and don't realize that I am blaming other people. I have given up at times and I feel worse because I've given up. I've quit. Anytime I've quit something, it never fills a void. It always remains empty in my life that I woulda, coulda, shoulda. What would have happened if I never quit? What would have happened if I didn't give in too soon because I was thrown off course? The resiliency, getting back on track, that's the power that comes from within and maximizing your potential and my potential in life. Because I look now at the greater goal. What's the bigger picture? And this one thing I can share with you is that if you have had an experience where you're thrown off course, use that experience as times to see and to analyze what's going on in your life. Don't get discouraged. I believe that being thrown off course can be a positive if you see it that way. Or you think about this, when you're thrown off course, you have a chance to look around at what happened. Who did that? Where did it come from? Because another time is going to happen when I'm chasing down that ball carrier, when I'm headed and focusing on that path in life, something's going to come at me again. But now I'm be more prepared. Being thrown off of your course of your purpose in life, your calling allows you to assess the situation and make a better choice down the road. But here's the kicker. You cannot wait or wallow in your current state often. You can't sit there and soak it in to the point where you just get comfortable in that goo, in that soup, in that pot that's boiling. You got to quickly ask the question, what do I need to learn and where do I need to go from here? What do I need to learn? Hope you're writing this down, Maximize. What do you need to learn and where do you need to go from here? Good questions call upon good responses. And so I want to encourage you to be resilient in your dealings, especially when things seem rosy at now and they seem good right now. They're smelling great. Things are going easy. That grace is on you. Things are going right down the path. And then all of a sudden, boom, you feel and smell the strong smell of ashes because something's burning and you don't know where it's coming from. And I want to challenge you to be the phoenix that rises out of the ashes towards greatness. So I'm going to give you five ways to get back on track after you're thrown off of your purpose or your calling. You ready? Here it is. Number one, don't turn the stumble into a moral issue. You're not a bad person or destined to lack purpose just because you slipped up. Don't make it a moral issue just because you stumble, you fail, you've fallen, and something has gotten you off track. Think of the setback as a way to develop coping skills in life. How do you cope next time if something happens? It's a setback. Yes, it is, but it's not the end. It's never the end. As long as you're willing to get up and keep moving forward, it's never the end. You're going to have mishaps in life, and I believe that's just part of life. It's almost like the spice, the seasoning of life is when we have mishaps and we have stumbles and we have fallings. I think it shapes our character. It shapes of who we are and how resilient we are to get back up and move forward. Here's number two. Learn from your experiences. If you don't recognize what led you to the fall off, you'll probably react the same way the next time the situation arises. I'm guilty of this. I've been through more than one stumble and falling in my life, and sometimes it's on a repeated offense. And I don't take the time to learn from that experience. Like, what was the pain that I felt during that experience? It might have taken me 2 or 3 times more than I should have been the first time. The first time should have gave me all the pain that I wanted, but no, I had to go back in. Let me try that pain one more time, right? But learn from that experiences. When that situation arises again, what are you going to do to react to that differently? Write down a list of situations that trigger you to be distracted. Sometimes there's things that trigger your distraction. It could be, your association. It could be the things that you watch or listen to, or just things that maybe have post-traumatic stress and things kind of trigger you, like a smell or a look or a sound, that things that come back at you. What are you going to do when those triggers happen again and get you distracted? If your purpose and calling is really what you're focused on and the weekends are a challenge to you, what are you going to do during those weekends to minimize the downfall? Do something the first thing in the morning on the weekend day to keep yourself on track and your purpose in check. Here's number 3 for you, Maximizers. Don't try to make your slip up and make up with a punishing regime. Let me say it again. Don't try to make up for the slip with a punishing regime. Don't try to punish yourself and what's going on. Don't try to bring punishment on yourself and put yourself through this grinding regime. A lot of times you think about people that are trying to be in shape and healthy fit, and maybe they're going good for about 6 months or a few months, and then they slip up. They're off. They've fallen off for 2 to 3 weeks, and they try to come back with some punishing regime to get back on course. They're gonna fast 24 hours. They're gonna work out 3 times in that day. They're gonna drink only water, not any bread, no dessert, blah 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 blah. And then that lasts for maybe 2, maybe 3 days, and then you're burnt out. Guys, look, I've had this situation where I thought, well, maybe I can just do something really hardcore to get myself back on track and punish myself, right? And you may feel good for the short term, like, yes, I'm doing it, but you're almost sure to burn out and go back to that old pattern. This will only set you up for an unhealthy pattern of behavior and an uncontrollable cycle. It's like a spinning cycle that you find yourself in this vortex going through, because now you found yourself back creating some anxiety and depression because you're not doing the things you need to be doing because you're burnt out. You can't do anymore. I really want you to avoid anxiety and depression because it doesn't breed healthiness when you think about your purpose. It doesn't bring control. It allows you to really fall back even further. Yeah, you're going to take 3 steps forward and maybe 1 step back, or 2 steps forward and 3 steps back, but you're still moving forward. But don't try to kill yourself by punishing yourself with some ungodly regime of doing something over the top. Just do one thing at a time. One thing that moves you closer. Like if you, for instance, if my challenge, when I decided to go on this healthy fit journey, if I've fallen off, my goal was just to walk through the door of the gym. Just walk through the door. If I can get through the door, then maybe I can find my way to a cardio machine or weight bench or some dumbbells. If I could just walk through the door, then everything else, then that's the point of victory. Everything else is just gravy on top of that. Just find one thing you can point and do towards your purpose and calling it will get you moving in that direction. The next one is number 4 is look at the big picture. Realize that life is a marathon and small gains are made over time. But it doesn't matter what the exact time period is. It just happens over time. So consider your actions in a week or month at a time instead of every day. Chances are you will have good days and for sure you're going to have bad days. So just look at the big picture. Look at who you're going to be over time. The man or woman you're going to be in the next 5 to 10 years, 20, 30, 40 years versus the mishap and the setback that you have today. Just take one step forward and then pull yourself out of that situation, that small silo, and raise yourself 30,000 feet in the air like you're in a jet airplane looking down and seeing the bigger picture, the longer journey in life. The last one, number 5, maximizes this. Renew your resolution. Getting thrown off course is a signal that your resolve has veered off track. So sit down and take stock. When you're following your purpose, how did you feel when you were following your purpose? What was motivating you then? And then recreating those feelings can help you get back to resolve. Make it a daily resolution that you're going to do one thing to move in the direction of your purpose or destiny. Just one thing. A lot of times we make resolutions at the beginning of the year. You and I, you're not guilty of that. Maybe I have in the past. It's like, here's my resolution for 2000 and blah, blah, blah. Here's my resolution. And then 2 months go by and I fall off. 3 months, I forget. Somebody might ask me in June or July of that year. I'd be like, oh, gosh, what was my resolution? I forgot. I would say do this. Make a resolution for each day. If you have a list of 5 to 10 things that you want to get done in the year, make a resolution just for the day. What am I going to do today to move closer to my resolution? It's a resolution for the day. You just wake up in the morning and make it a resolve to move forward in my purpose, move forward in my calling, move forward with my relationships, marriage, profession, business, move forward in this day. Tomorrow's got enough worries and challenges that it take care of itself, but let's worry about and focus on, not worry, concentrate our efforts in this day. This is the moment that we have to live, the present. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is not promised, but we have today. Hope this helps you maximize. This really helps me when I feel myself getting thrown off course with my purpose of calling. But I want you to utilize these 5 keys to help you do that. It's really going to transform your life. And any feedback you have, I appreciate it. Please hit me up on social media where you find me here. Listen to this podcast. But your response, and my question to you is this. In your feedback, have you ever been thrown off course, and how did it impact you? How did it impact your life? Respond back to that question, and I appreciate your time, Max. God bless. Talk to you soon.